Hello survivors and welcome to another Walking Dead Road to Survival video, and in this video we're going to be going over the 30.0 update, which is going to be going into public beta. But with this update comes some really good quality of life updates and obviously some other fixes and so on and so forth. So let's get into it. And we'll read through the update. It says update 30.0 public beta. Good news, our latest update 30.0 will be available later today for our Android players to help test it out in our public beta. Update 30.0 will bring some long-awaited and highly requested features, including multiple new arena modes and new inventory quality of life changes, which yes, include the ability to open multiple choice boxes amongst other important upgrades. This is obviously great. Let's delve into all the new inclusions you'll be able to experience in our live public beta. First is an update to the arenas, and it says we've revamped the arena to fully bring it into the Mythic era, while still providing new modes and challenges for all our players. Draft Arena will make a comeback, and the Draft Arena will now be limited to just Mythic fighters. You'll be able to draft as many Mythic fighters in-game, including duplicates, so this does mean you could potentially have 2 Zacharys on your draft team. Leader skills and effects will be enabled on drafted leaders. Fixed weapon stats can be swapped. This is very interesting because obviously leader skills were not something that actually happened before on either team, but now it seems that it might only happen on the drafted leaders, not on the defense leaders. It doesn't make too much of a difference there. It just means the drafted leader would give an attack boost for their team. And lastly, the fixed weapon stats can be swapped. Generally means that the weapons would already be 5-star and you can put a 5-star weapon into their hands. Again, that is great. I thought Draft Arena was awesome when it first came into the game, and it just slowly deteriorated as the defense teams got stronger. So hopefully this makes a big difference. There will be a new mode called Legendary Arena. This new arena will give you a chance to put your legacy teams to use, as it'll be limited to 6-star and S-class fighters. So basically it's I guess old school 2.0 because yeah, 6-star and S-class only, interesting enough. New mode will be trait-specific arenas. It sounds like we've already had this before, but it's very different. This all-new arena adds a new layer of challenge by restricting your team to a specific trait. So it could be fast arena or alert arena or tough arena or strong arena, and it's going to be quite difficult, honestly. There is also a new feature, which is the retire option. You will now have the option to end an arena run early. This will allow you to end the run early for a quicker retry if you feel things are not going as planned. And this is generally going to be good for domination. It is actually worthwhile using those last attacks just on the lowest grade teams. Just auto through it, just get through it, just because you can get some rewards. But if you're limited on time and you need to get a really good domination hit in the last 5 to 10 minutes, then yeah, this is going to be quite a good option. Lastly, there are some other improvements, and Classic Arena has now been changed to Standard Arena, and that would be basically where you could use any fighter. A new balancing feature has been developed, allowing the team to adjust overall character and skill levels to a certain range for certain arenas, which will ensure teams match within reasonable power levels. You'll see a scales icon if it is currently applied to an arena. This is kind of interesting. I guess I'd have to get a bit of a better idea of how this is going to work. Hopefully this just means that it's going to be less RNG, and if it's based off of your own team ratings or something, that's actually good. I think that's good, where your opponents are based off your team rating. So the better your team is, the better your opponents are going to be, the more points you're going to score, so on and so forth. Now there is also some information on the inventory upgrades, and this is very good news indeed. It does say the team is very excited to finally release these upgrades, as they have been a constant request from our community. Yes, open multiple choice boxes or mystery bags. It just means that those 300 crates that you've got of a specific piece of gear, you could open multiple at a time. A new slider will now allow you to choose how many choice boxes or mystery bags you wish to open in one go. No more multiple clicks are required. This also is going to be really good for things like war rewards. Because they stack, you can just open all your war rewards in one go. You can skip the animation as well. Most likely it will probably work like the multiple opens when you get things from the shop and so on and so forth. Updated where to find pop-up. When searching for gear or resources, the pop-up will now show how many choice boxes or mystery bags you have in your inventory for that search. That is actually kind of cool. You will now be able to open multiple copies of the choice box or mystery bag of your choice directly from that pop-up window as well. And that's just going to make it easier than having to back out, go through your inventory, which is quite a long scroll for a lot of people, and then just opening up when you're in the upgrade screen. You know, when you're on the screen to actually upgrade a character, if you don't have that piece of gear, just like if you didn't have the food required, now you can just do it from that screen, which actually sounds pretty good. Now, there are some updates to SR, and it says you will now have the option to spend multiple salvage tokens or survival road tokens when deciding to auto battle. The option will also include how much energy will be required for each choice. We hope this saves you some time while farming. This is actually kind of cool if you want to try and snipe a tournament. Instead of having to like click 3 times for each one, you can just probably like a slide bar again and just do it all. All these new features and arena modes will be available to test in the public beta test region over the next few days. So if you're on Android, here's a quick guide on how to join. And if you want to join, you can obviously just check out the blog, which is from in-game. You can see it on the bullhorn on the left-hand side. Join the beta program. You can only do it if you're on Android or if you use an emulator. Our beta feedback channel will also reopen during these 2 days, and that'll be on the Discord. So again, official Discord is available in game. Just go down to the bottom right, click options, and then go to the community tab and click join the community to join the official Discord. Please note that the nature of the public beta for features that are currently in development may contain bugs and impact your ability to engage with the live game. And this is why there has been an extension on this sort of downtime. Normally we'd have war this coming weekend, but generally on an update week we don't have war. And I guess it could have been predictable that there could have been an update this week because there was no war for 2 weeks in a row. We hope to be bringing the new 30.0 update live at some point next week, so stay tuned for more details, and that would be before the next war actually would take place. Now, there are also some bug fixes, and we'll just have a quick breeze through it. There are some crash fixes. You can see why they were happening before, but now it happens no longer. Game freezes. There are obviously some issues with something to do with player levels and so on and so forth. We'll just keep on going down here. The combat issues, there's less fixes, so I'll go through these. Honor roll stacking now resets after dispelling it on combat. So that basically means if you get impaired or stunned, I believe, or killed, and then revived, it would now reset. Retaliation specialists now perform on specialty effects after incoming damage is implied. That is interesting. Retaliation specialist. Would that mean like lightning reflexes? I think that means lightning reflexes. We'll have to test that out. I'll test that out on my stream, because before I assumed lightning reflexes would do stun on attack or something like that, but I think that means now it does. Now lightning reflexes would be getting a buff, which could be potentially quite strong, depending on the weapon that someone's got in their hands, you know? That'd be interesting. Burn effect from Mythic Ty's leader skill now properly includes the attack buff from his weapon on any base slots. Okay, that's interesting. Mythic Governor's Adrenaline Rush now applying as main damage when going into Outlast. Okay, yeah, so it wasn't actually doing main damage before, it was just doing flat damage or something. I'm not sure what's going on there. Mythic Ty's leader skills now work correctly, burning 2 enemies at the beginning of each wave during combat. Now, I know there was an issue with using Mythic Ty on defense teams, but it was based on that other issue, which was where the upgrade was in the attack on his weapon, and sometimes it just wouldn't take into account on the calculations for his attack stat for the leader skill. It would take it into account for the actual, like, defense team or the attack team, but it just wouldn't take it into account for the actual leader skill. But now it should, and that would mean that we're going to probably be seeing more ties on defense teams as the burn's going to be ramped up quite a bit higher. So that is the 30-point update. Just a quick overview. It'll be very interesting to see how this plays out. I'll most likely play and go on to the actual beta region on my live stream on Thursday. This is going to be very interesting, guys. I think the quality of life updates to the inventory are massive. It doesn't seem like that big a deal, but I'll be able to actually open some of those gear bags. I've got one of them. I think I've got nearly stacked to 1,000. It's just I wasn't about to open 1,000 bags. It just takes too long, especially as you've got to open it, then choose which piece of gear you want, and then yeah. So at least now I can open like 100 of each of the different pieces of gear and then have maybe a little bit of stock afterwards. So that'll be kind of nice. Do give me your thoughts on the update though. This is pretty nice. Do you like to see these kind of updates where it's improvement to quality of life? Personally, I do like quality of life updates myself. Do give me your thoughts in the comments down below. That is going to be the end of my video. And as always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.